5 ways mentally strong people deal with rejection. Ever notice how being turned down stops some people from trying again, while others bounce back from rejection stronger than before? Everyone experiences the sting of rejection, but mentally strong people use that pain to grow stronger and become better. Whether you were excluded from a social engagement or you were passed up for a promotion, rejection hurts. The way you choose to respond to rejection, however, could determine the entire course of your future. Here are 5 ways mentally strong people overcome rejection.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Business in Africa YouTube channel and thanks for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing and also turn on notification so you don't miss any of our subsequent videos. We always love to produce videos that add value to the Business in Africa community. So if you have any suggested videos that you would love us to produce, drop it in the comment section below so we can do that video just for you.
Number 1, they acknowledge their emotions. Rather than suppress, ignore, or deny the pain, mentally strong people acknowledge their emotions. They admit when they are embarrassed, sad, disappointed, or discouraged. They have confidence in their ability to deal with uncomfortable emotions head-on, which is essential to coping with their discomfort in a healthy manner. Whether you've been stood up by a date or turned down for a promotion, rejection stings. Trying to minimize the pain by convincing yourself or someone else it was no big deal will only prolong your pain. Number 2, they view rejection as evidence they are pushing the limits. Mentally strong people know that rejection serves as proof that they are living life to the fullest. They expect to be rejected sometimes and they are not afraid to go for it, even when they suspect it may be a long shot. If you never get rejected, you may be living too far inside your comfort zone. You can't be sure you're pushing yourself to your limits until you get turned down every now and then. When you get rejected for a project, passed up for a job, or turned down by a friend, you know you're putting yourself out there. Number 3, they treat themselves with compassion. Rather than think you're so stupid for thinking you could do that, mentally strong people treat themselves with compassion. They respond to negative self-talk with a kinder, more affirming message. Whether you get dumped by a long-term love or blindsided by a recent firing, beating yourself up will only keep you down. Speak to yourself like a trusted friend. Drown out your harsh inner critic by repeating helpful mantras that will keep you mentally strong. Number 4, they refuse to let rejection define them. Mentally strong people don't make sweeping generalizations when they are rejected. If one company turns them down for a job, they don't declare themselves incompetent. Or if they get rejected by a single law of interest, they don't conclude they are unlovable. They keep rejection in proper perspective. One person's opinion or one single incident should never define who you are. Don't let your self-worth depend upon other people's opinion of you. Just because someone else thinks something about you doesn't mean it's true. Number 5, they learn from rejection. Mentally strong people ask themselves, what did I gain from this? So they can learn from rejection. Rather than simply tolerate the pain, they turn into an opportunity for self-growth. With each rejection, they grow stronger and become better. Whether you learn about areas in your life that need improvement, or you simply recognize that being turned down isn't awful as you imagine, rejection can be a good teacher. Use rejection as an opportunity to move forward with more wisdom. How to change your perspective on negative situations. Would you consider your perspective helpful or detrimental to your ability to achieve your goals? Do you feel optimistic in the most difficult of situations, or do you tend to be more pessimistic in the best of times? Most people fall somewhere in the middle and feel good when things are good and poorly when things are tough. A person's ability to change perspectives through challenging situations is one of the best measures of one's potential to be successful. Think of your perspective like your attitude or mindset in life. If you have a negative attitude, you turn to have a negative perspective on life. Whether your perspective is justified by past events or not is not the focus. Similarly, if someone grew up believing they have the Midas touch and everything just seems to go right for them is irrelevant. Your goal should be to build a mindset that enables you to succeed in life, regardless of the situation.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Business in Africa YouTube channel and thanks for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing and also turn on notification so you don't miss any of our subsequent videos. We always love to produce videos that add value to the Business in Africa community. So if you have any suggested videos that you would love us to produce, drop it in the comment section below so we can do that video just for you.
Number 1, Keep your head up. Someone with a fixed mindset believes there are a lucky few who are blessed with the right genes to become successful. Studies show someone with a fixed mindset is ill-equipped to tackle many of life's challenges. 1. They see failure and difficulty as a sign that they are doing the wrong thing. You may have heard someone explaining why something was not meant for them by talking about how it didn't come naturally. This perspective cripples the ability of many from reaching their full potential. Someone with a growth mindset has a different perspective on life. They believe everyone can learn and build the skills necessary to achieve their goals. They see failure as a sign that their approach was wrong, not as a sign they were wrong. As a result, they will regularly try new things until they achieve their goal. Inventors are a classic example of a growth mindset. Their perspective about negative situations is that it is nothing more than a problem they have to solve. They see each negative event as being one step closer to success. Number 2, change perspective from the inside out. For you to change perspective about negative events in your life, you first need to change the way you talk to yourself. What you say to yourself regularly will have an impact on the actions you take. Consider someone who unexpectedly had their employment terminated. If their mind is full of negative self-talk, then they are telling themselves how inadequate they are. People who believe there will always be a failure are not going to interpret events the same as people who see themselves as successful. There are instances where negative situations are created, in part due to the negative statements you tell yourself. In the situation of someone losing their job, what if they constantly told themselves, "My boss doesn't like me"? Do you think it will help or hurt someone's interactions with their boss? How would this perspective impact the times their boss is nice to them? Or how do you think they will respond to constructive criticism? Number 3, don't open yourself up to more negativity. As you are probably starting to realize, if you don't change perspective about the negative events in your life, you are opening yourself up to creating more. If you believe your boss has a negative opinion about you, then you think they are being fake when they are nice to you. You think they are nitpicking or complaining about small things when they offer constructive criticism. By continuing to negatively interpret events due to negative self-talk, you will continue to produce undesired results. Now imagine if you told yourself your boss has your best interest at heart and is only trying to bring the best out of you. Focus on what matters. Your brain can only focus on so many things each day. As a result, your mind will automatically filter out information it believes is unimportant to you. A common example of this is when you purchase a new vehicle and you suddenly notice that the vehicle is everywhere. It is not that everyone purchased the vehicle the same day you did. It was that your mind was blocking the information. It did not believe that a particular mark and model car was important to you until you purchased it. For you to change perspective about negative situations in your life, you must change your daily focus. As was the case when you purchase a new vehicle, you can alter the events your mind recognizes. Instead of focusing on negative events and how bad things are in life, focus on the things you are grateful for. Number 4, find the silver lining. It is not always easy, but you can train your mind to focus on what you love most about life. One great way to train your mind is to focus on what you love in life is to create a happiness journal. The way it works is every time something good happens, you write it down in your happiness journal. These events could be as simple as you woke up on time or ate a healthy lunch. They could revolve around the effort you put in at work to complete a project. Heck, you could even write about your commitment to stay positive throughout the day. Any event that can be celebrated should be celebrated. Then, when a negative situation occurs, you can flip open your journal to change perspective. Remind yourself how blessed and fortunate you are when you feel you have nothing to celebrate in life. Read about your successes when you feel you can't do anything right. Creating a happiness journal will significantly change your perspective about yourself and life. Number 5, become a guardian angel. The final way to change perspective about negative situations in your life is to help others. An amazing thing will happen when you start to spend more time focusing on the needs of others. First, you will feel better about yourself because of how positively others view you. Next, you will begin to realize that while everything is not perfect in life, it could always be worse. Have you ever heard the phrase, first world problems? It is a funny way to help put negative situations into the proper perspective. While all negative events are unpleasant, there is most certainly a difference. If you have an inconsiderate boss, while that can make work unpleasant on many occasions, it is still a blessing to have employment. Others feel that their spouse is irresponsible with money, but at least you have a spouse who loves you. My daughter often talks about the fact that she has an older cell phone, but I have to remind her that she is blessed to have a cell phone at her age. Number 6, Challenge yourself. There is rarely going to be a situation where you cannot find someone going through a negative situation. The problem most people face is they are too busy focusing on negative events in their life to notice the negative events going on the lives of others. When you change perspective from yourself to others, you begin to realize there are a lot of people going through their own negative events, yet they are maintaining a positive perspective about life. They continue to be grateful for the good things they have, and they understand many of the negative situations they have are tied to blessings, meaning they cannot experience the joy without opening themselves up to the possibility of experiencing pain. Final thought: to change perspective about negative situation is not about pretending negative things don't happen, because they do. It is not about always smiling and pretending that everything is wonderful, because that isn't always the case. Changing your perspective is about acknowledging that negative situations occur, but that does not necessarily cause your demise. You can learn from any situation, and you can always find something to be grateful for. When you train your mind to focus on the things you can control and the things going right in your life, you create an unconquerable resolve to create your dream life. You acknowledge that difficult does not mean impossible, and you are therefore able to prevail where most people accept defeat.